Iraq economic news and points to ponder Monday afternoon, August 25, 25. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. An economist calls on the central bank to review its policies after the decline in non-oil revenues. Time: the 25th of August 2025, 12 hours 41 minutes and 51 seconds. Reading 780 times. Economic. Al Farad News. Economic expert Nabil Al-Marsomi said on Monday that the central bank should have evaluated its policies to ensure they achieve their desired goals. Otherwise it should reverse those decisions and return to the previous approach. Al-Marsomi added in an interview with Al Farad News Agency that the recent measures have negatively impacted the state's revenues from fees imposed on the real estate market, which is one of the reasons for the significant decline in non-oil revenues, which recorded less than $500 billion during the first half of this year, i.e. approximately $2 trillion less than the same period last year. Al-Marsomi stressed the need for the central bank to review its procedures to restore order. Oil products estimate their revenues for electronic payment. Economy, 11:35 August 25, 2025. Mawazin News, Baghdad. The general company for oil products at the Ministry of Oil achieved $720 billion per month from electronic payment transactions for services it provides to citizens. The company's general manager, Hussein Talib, said in a statement to the official newspaper, followed by Mawazin News, that the plan developed by the company to end cash transactions and shift to electronic payments has reached advanced stages. He explained that the company's sales of its products amounted to $1,100 billion monthly, of which $720 billion were from electronic payments, representing two-thirds of the company's sales. Oil prices jump. Brent hits $67.79. Economy, 9:09 August 25, 2025. Mawazin News. Follow-up oil prices rose slightly on Monday, as expectations of a U.S. interest rate cut boosted the outlook for global growth and fuel demand. Brent crude futures rose 6 cents, or 0.09%, to $67.79. U.S. West Texas Intermediate, WTI, crude futures rose 9 cents, or 0.14%, to $63.75. Investor risk appetite increased after Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell indicated on Friday that the U.S. central bank could cut interest rates at its meeting next month, launching the Mizan program to increase tax revenues by 30% in Iraq. Money and Business Economy News. Baghdad. The Osul Economic Development Foundation announced on Monday the launch of the Mizan program, aiming to increase tax revenues by 30% over the next year. It also noted that the National Tax Awareness Campaign has contributed to fostering a new awareness among society about rights and duties. Khalid Al-Jabari, chairman of the Osul Foundation for Economic and Sustainable Development and a member of the Higher Committee for Implementing Tax Reform, said in a speech during the tax conference, "For economic development and stimulating the investment environment, the tax conference is the first of its kind in Iraq, under the patronage of the Prime Minister and the supervision of the Higher Committee for Implementing Tax Reform. It will present and discuss tax reform packages, the draft of the new income tax law, simplification of procedures, and the role of the tax system in supporting the national economy and attracting investment." He continued, "The convening of today's conference is the result of significant efforts made over the past months. It is the first conference of its kind in Iraq, bringing together various stakeholders from the public and private sectors at one dialogue table with the shared goal of enhancing economic activity, which is the cornerstone of supporting national revenues and laying the foundations for economic construction and development." He added, the Osul Economic Development Foundation was tasked by the Prime Minister with leading a broad national tax awareness campaign. It went beyond mere media campaigns, workshops, or technical consultations, but rather transformed into a genuine reform movement, exposing challenges and conveying citizens' concerns and observations directly to decision-making centers. He pointed out that this campaign has contributed to fostering a new awareness in society about tax rights and obligations, and has opened the door to numerous reform initiatives, some of which will be presented at this conference, while others have already been implemented. He pointed out that the new national program, the Balance Program, was launched today, aiming to increase tax revenues by more than 30% over the next year, while achieving a high level of taxpayer compliance. He explained that the success of this national effort requires the participation of everyone from the media, universities, educational institutions, and ministries, in addition to the creative Iraqi youth, in whose ability we trust to develop smart applications that keep pace with the demands of the times. He expressed his aspiration for the international community to contribute by intensifying its support and transferring its scientific and practical expertise to the Iraqi experience. He added, tax and economic reform is not an option, but a collective responsibility. It is the path to building a robust economy based on justice and transparency, in line with international standards, which will enhance non-oil revenues and achieve sustainable development. The dollar continues to decline against the dinar in Baghdad Stock Exchange. The dollar exchange rate against the dinar fell on Monday, with the closure of the two main stock exchanges in Al-Khifa and Al-Harithia. The selling price was 143,000 dinars for $100. The buying price was 141,000 dinars for $100. Yellow metal prices fall from a 2-week high. Economy, 11:44 August 25, 2025. Mawazin News. Follow-up gold prices retreated on Monday from their highest level in nearly 2 weeks as the dollar strengthened, despite growing bets on an interest rate cut by the U.S. Federal Reserve. By 11:05 Moscow time, December gold futures, COMEX, fell 0.23% to $3,410.60 per ounce. Spot gold fell 0.18% to $3,365.64 per ounce, after hitting its highest level since August 11 last Friday. The dollar index, which measures the greenback's value against a basket of currencies, rose 0.20% against its rivals after falling to a 4-week low, making gold less attractive to foreign buyers. Markets are currently expecting a quarter-point cut in U.S. interest rates at the monetary policy meeting scheduled for September 17. Washington appoints Josh Harris as Chargé d'Affaires to Baghdad. Political, August 25, 2025. Mawazin News. Baghdad. The U.S. Embassy in Baghdad announced on Monday the end of the term of Chargé d'Affaires Stephen Fagan and his replacement by Josh Harris. The embassy said in a post on the X platform, "We express our gratitude to Chargé d'Affaires Fagan for his steadfast leadership throughout Iraq and for his efforts to strengthen ties and create opportunities for American investment." It added, as Chargé d'Affaires Fagan prepares to depart Iraq, "We look forward to welcoming the new Chargé d'Affaires, Josh Harris, next week to continue this important work." Josh Harris has held several positions, most notably as policy director for the Special Presidential Envoy for the Global Coalition to Defeat ISIS and director of Iraq Affairs at the U.S. National Security Council. Listen to the full version on the official DinarReport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.